What is happening, people? That is right. Welcome back to No Hay Arquero episode 4. We're back with a double upload of this week with another Champions League game as well as much more news in the footballing world. But first, the Champions League game Dortmund versus PSG. Vicente, what did you think about that game?
It was an amazing game. I feel like it was an underrated game. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm just going to watch the Tuesday game and then move on with my week. But this was a really good game.
Yeah.
Like two teams that obviously prefer attacking instead of defending. But I was just amazed with the Dortmund playing style, keeping the ball, everyone working collectively. This is just a team that amazed me, especially one particular player who that is Adeyemi. I love seeing Adeyemi. What he did in the attack and what he did in the back, like helping defend Dembele and Hakimi when they went forward.
Yeah.
Like I just love that. Like, what do you think of the game?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, Sancho and Adeyemi on the wings killing it. But I want to give a personal shout out to Homos. I mean, at the age that he's at, doing this type of stuff in a Champions League semifinal is truly impressive. And I feel like he's a player that's never really talked about a lot, despite the career that he's had. So, shout out to him. But I think in the second half, I feel like PSG had the better chances. You had the Mbappe crossbar when he cut it on the right. I think that's where he's most dangerous. And if he starts there in the second leg, they can do some damage. But
I feel like that was the only time Mbappe actually received the ball in the
Mbappe-
wing. And when he received the ball in the wing, he caused like trouble to
Yeah.
the Dortmund defense.
yeah, they were struggling to get him the ball there. I'm not sure what it was, but Dembele as well had a few chances in the second half.
Yeah, I was actually
Um,
even surprised that when Colom Muani went in,
Yeah.
Luis Enrique still wanted Mbappe to play inside. I was just like shocked, like dude, like let Mbappe
Yeah.
like receive the ball in the wing. That's where he most.
That's where he's most
creates.
dangerous.
Yeah,
for sure.
Dortmund was just dominant, I would say. Even though, the scoreline was 1-0, like, I don't know if it was just the atmosphere or something, but those Dortmund
Yellow.
players, they just outplayed that PSG squad, in my opinion, of course. That it's just, it was really a hard-fought victory. Unfortunately, they were only get one goal. I think that they did need two going into Paris, but the 1-0 victory, Terzic, he absolutely just did a masterclass against Luis Enrique.
Yeah, he beat Luis Enrique in multiple aspects of the game. You mentioned Matt Hummels. Did you guys know that Matt Hummels won the U21 Euro Cup? Like I think it was in 2009. Plays as a center mid. Like he used to play center mid.
That's crazy.
So that's why,
Wow.
I did a little bit of research on him, and I saw that,
That's
and I
why
was
he's
like,
so good at
yeah,
just
like that
intercepting
just
and-
makes so
Yeah.
much sense that how he's so comfortable with the ball, But another particular player that surprised me in this match, and also surprised me in the Barcelona quarterfinal match, was Vitinha. He played a really good match.
Yeah.
He was the only center mid in the PSG squad who actually not only tried to get the ball back, but actually try to do something with it. And I think that they're gonna need the same version of Vitinha and a different version from Fabian Ruiz, who missed multiple chances.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are tough chances that you miss right
Yeah,
there.
that one.
Yeah, the header was
That cross in from Vitinha into Fabian Ruiz was so
What a
good,
ball.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Vitinha is class player. I think he's like 24 years old. One of the most important players in that PSG squad, honestly. So, what do you guys think Vitinha can do, though? You think he just kind of stays in PSG? You think he tries to challenge himself? If I'm not mistaken, he used to play like in Wolves. So, I mean,
I don't know anything about this PSG squad because I know the only thing I know about PSG is that Mbappe is leaving,
Yeah.
and when Mbappe leaves, like I
But
don't
they'll
know
have money
if
to work with.
yeah they have money, but we have seen PSG with money before,
Yeah.
and they spent it in the wrong way.
Incorrectly. Yeah.
So I don't really know. Like, I don't know how they're gonna invest. I don't know if players are gonna decide to stay because you're losing your best player. It's gonna like, what's the point of me staying if the guy who's supposed to carry us
Yeah.
into all the way into the
Lead
top
us. Mhm.
is leaving? So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this PSG team.
Yeah, I mean, if you're PSG, are you taking this 1-0 heading into the second leg? I think
Yeah.
that it's not the worst result, definitely. And I do think that if Mbappe can turn up and play how we know he can play, if you're PSG, you take this result.
yeah, only a 1-0 down going into Paris. Dortmund obviously are in the upper hand, but it is definitely in the range for PSG. And who knows, man? This might be PSG, one of PSG's like last genuine chances for the Champions League in these upcoming years. So they got to get it done. They really got to get it done against Dortmund next week. But what do you guys think is going to happen next week?
So I think Tuesday is we have PSG Dortmund again. Man, I had Bayern in the final playing against Barca. That obviously didn't happen. I have a feeling that we're gonna have a Madrid PSG final.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm a Barca fan, but I feel like it's the best for the show, because we know that Mbappe is most likely going to sign for Real Madrid. So it will be nice to see a final where like I'm playing against my future teammates, some of my national teammates, like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and so many French players that Madrid has right now. So, but I think PSG is going to dominate the match for sure, and I think that Dortmund is going to regret those missed chances.
Yeah, they're gonna go into that match missing those couple of missed chances they were already get. I agree. I also think PSG is gonna dominate, and I also think it's gonna be a Real Madrid PSG final. I think it's gonna be same thing with a basketball reference when KD lost to the Warriors and then joined them. It's gonna be the same thing, bro. PSG is gonna go to the final against Madrid. Mbappe's gonna lose, and then he's gonna join them the summer after, or this summer. My bad.
Yeah, I agree with you guys 100%. I think we're all in agreement here that the final will more than likely be PSG Madrid. I mean, things could be different for sure. I mean, but if anything, more than likely, I do see Dortmund getting a result at PSG over Bayern getting a result at Madrid. I just don't see Madrid losing at the Bernabeu. Yeah. It would be nice for Dortmund to reach the final. I don't know if you guys saw it. Marco Reus announced his retirement today.
Yeah, pretty surprising.
So, yeah, very surprising. Hopefully they can do it for him. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. In 2013 they also play at Wembley, so it will be nice to have like a rematch at the same stadium.
I feel like football would just win if we get a third classic at the Champions League final. And it's just like at that point, like it's a conversation to be had about German teams.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and about the Bundesliga too.
Exactly.
Because I think it will be the first time in so many years where the two teams from the same country are on a Champions League final, and they're not the best teams from that specific country.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you speak about Bundesliga, you speak about Leverkusen. Yeah. So it's insane. That just speaks about how good of a season Leverkusen is having.
Yeah, and Leverkusen, in the Europa League. But before we get into that game, Marseille Atalanta first. I mean, it was the Europa League, man.
Yeah. It's the Europa League is a weird tournament itself. You watch Europa League, a lot of people like to watch it because they want to follow specific players because they know that one big club is going to end up signing them. This match was pretty even. It was a 1-1. Marseille scored a banger though. I saw the highlights. Yeah, he scored a banger. I don't think either of these teams is going to be able to do anything to Roma or Leverkusen.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Marseille, if you're Marseille, you've got to take better advantage here. You're at home in a Europa League semifinal, the opportunity to play Champions League next year if you just win 2 more games. I know it's easier said than done, but I mean, you're at this stage already and you need to do better at home against a team like Atalanta.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard when you go ahead and look at the other side and the other bracket. Yeah. When you have Roma against Leverkusen. They faced off against each other. Leverkusen gets the 2-0 victory. But man, like, just watching this game initially, like, the first thing that just stood out to me instantly is we're getting old, man. Like, we're, like, in this generation of, like, all these players, De Rossi, Xabi Alonso, these managers, bro. Like,
managers,
I was thinking about that, too.
Growing up. Yeah. Now they're just managing, man. And
do you guys see that thing that Xhaka, the midfielder? He's like training like some like 5th division team in Germany because he's getting his license. So he's like playing and coaching.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty great. And I see him like a coach. Like, you can tell even in the pitch that he could easily be a great coach.
He's a good leader too.
Yeah, and he has played for great clubs under great managers, so he definitely has that experience.
Yeah.
Same thing as Xabi Alonso. I mean, Xabi Alonso played for Ancelotti. He played for Zidane, I believe. Yeah. He played for Pep. I mean, it's just like he has that experience. He played for Mourinho. So honestly, Leverkusen, and as we slide into that match, the Roma Leverkusen getting a 2-0 away win in Italy. Leverkusen is the demonstration of the modern soccer, you know? Because I was watching that match and I could. Leverkusen is so comfortable with so many aspects of the game. They're comfortable with the ball and without the ball. They're constantly forming triangles and square in the pitch with players,
Three
you know.
long words, doing those combinations on the right.
It's
all game.
crazy, and it just shows what soccer is nowadays, and I loved it. I loved every second. Like, I really want them to win everything,
Yeah.
and I'm just amazed with this team.
Yeah, no, they're awesome to watch. I mean, Wirtz, he's been phenomenal. You know, we talk about Jude and we talk about Foden and these guys in the current Ballon d'Or race, but when does Wirtz come into the conversation? I feel like maybe he's not in the conversation because of the Bundesliga and the PR around it. You know, he doesn't have that PR. So realistically, he won't win probably. But I mean, Wirtz has been phenomenal, and we're going to see him in the Euros very soon.
18 goals and 19 assists in all competitions.
That's
like,
insane,
he's
man.
killing it. Yeah, I have a question. So this just came up. So imagine we have a PSG and Real Madrid Champions League final, and PSG wins it or 2-0 with 2 Mbappe goals.
Okay.
And then we go into the summer and Euro Cup.
Yeah.
And Germany wins the Euro Cup with a Ritz just killing it.
Yeah.
Who gets the Ballon d'Or?
Like if I had to choose.
Yeah,
those two,
okay, so imagine the
Those
final,
two are the finalists.
Yeah, the final is France against Germany.
Okay.
And Mbappe doesn't do anything in the Euro Cup final. But he scored 2 Champions League final goals. Who gets the Ballon d'Or?
I think Mbappe gets it.
Yeah,
Mbappe,
the PR, right?
honestly.
Yeah.
And honestly, even if you just make the Euro final, you already have a Champions League. So I think that Mbappe, regardless, would be the favorite in this one.
Yeah.
What if it's the other way, but with Harry Kane? Like, what
Harry
if
Kane.
Bayern somehow goes into the final against PSG?
Mhm.
Harry Kane scores a hat trick in the final,
Yeah.
and then France beats England in the Euro Cup
In the Euro Cup.
with Mbappe just
France.
going off.
That's a good question.
Man.
Because
tough.
Harry Kane has over 30 goals.
I would.
I think he
I would
could-
give it to Harry Kane.
Yeah, I
would
think he
give it to
could
Harry
win.
I think, because Harry Kane's been amazing.
Yeah.
So. Harry Kane could easily, if there's a year that he could win it, it's definitely this year. for
Yeah,
him.
this year.
It's tough though because, like, you know, we want to welcome the Ballon d'Or as like a award that's like, you know, the best player in the world, like a
Yeah.
beautiful merit and stuff, but it's been slowly kind of losing its magic, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a popularity contest at this point, man.
I mean, I was having this conversation with a friend the other day. If Messi somehow wins the league, listen to me.
Here we go.
He somehow wins the league, and then he wins Copa America. He's somehow gonna get in that podium. I am telling
Yeah.
you right now, he's gonna finish top 3 in that podium.
I see him probably top 10,
I see
but
him
he
top
But
wouldn't
his
even-
PR is off the charts.
Yeah, but I feel like the move to MLS was kind of like him sending a message like, okay, I'm done. Like, you guys,
Yeah.
let the kids have
Yeah.
fun. You know, like, I'm officially
He
done.
said this last
Yeah.
year though, and what
Yeah.
happened? He won Leagues Cup,
Yeah.
and he somehow got in the podium.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, last year, there wasn't like a clear.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Like, it was
fully-
only
and there was no
Haaland,
clear.
But the fact that Haaland didn't have like great matches in
Yeah.
those like
In those Champions
semifinals
League,
or the final, there was nothing you could really say about him
Mhm.
other than the amount of like insane amount of goals that he scored in the Prem. But this year, I think Messi, he's like tired of it. I doubt he would even go to the gala if it was like top 3. He would be like, "No, man, I'm done.
Nah,
Please,
yeah.
I retired. Just
He's
put my
done.
jersey on the theater and just retire me."
Nah, he's done, man. And hey, well, we don't know anything about this summer for like Argentinian squad or anything like that. But with Messi, you know, being out of the picture, if he does retire from international football, finally giving some time to that one player that everybody
I
has
like
been
where you're going.
on and on about.
Yep,
You know, the reason why he doesn't play in Argentina is because Messi's there, because they literally play the exact same position, same creating forward, and Paulo Dybala. You know, he played in this Euro League game against Leverkusen. And let's just talk a little bit about him, because what a baller, man.
Yeah, Dybala is the type of player that everyone wants in their team because he's so like I watched him yesterday.
You just want him to do good.
He's just good with the ball. Like he does things that I don't see in any other player, and it seriously reminds me of Messi. Like I remember watching him in Juve and watching him when he used to play in the Argentine First Division. Like he seriously has certain movements and certain controls of the ball that remind you of Lionel Messi. And Dybala, to me, like I would like to see him in a bigger club. In a recent interview, he confirmed that, or he didn't confirm, but he said that his family and himself, they feel good at Roma.
Mhm.
They don't want to move everything else. There were rumors about him possibly going to Barca, but I wish he could. I wish he could exit the Serie A and go to the Prem or go to La Liga team.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see for sure. But the issue is that there's not really a top team in the Prem that really needs a midfielder right now. I feel like Liverpool is fine with McAllister and
They had Gakpo in kind of that 10 position.
and Chelsea, Chelsea got
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Maybe,
I
maybe
don't want Paulo to go there.
Chelsea.
I don't need him to go there. I mean, you have United. I also don't want him to go there.
Maybe he could go. Maybe he can go back to Boca Juniors. He's been said.
No.
So he never actually
Not yet.
played for Boca.
Yeah,
But he's a Boca fan.
Yeah, but he's a diehard. Like you can tell. Like he has said it in interviews. Like they ask him like Boca River, and he said Boca. And when someone from Argentina does that, like it's clear that they have Boca Juniors. Paredes also playing in Roma. He's a Boca Juniors fan, and there are rumors about him possibly signing for Boca Juniors. We also heard the rumors about Di Maria possibly going to Inter Miami. I mean, it's just like
Who's gonna stop him, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know MLS executives are looking at it to the other way when those roster rules, but
that's
I would
so
love
fair.
to see
It's
it.
fair.
I would love to see just like a Jordy elbow pass to Di Maria.
Yeah, reliving those.
Yeah, and then some cross to Suarez. Like
Yeah.
that'd just be amazing.
Even though they never played together, Alba and Di Maria, but like I guess just reliving your youth through these players that you grew up watching. But I mean, Dybala has been phenomenal in Serie A this season. 25 games, 13 goals, 9 assists. Argentina has a couple of friendlies soon ahead of Copa America, so hopefully he gets the call up and we get to see him with the national team.
Yeah, I feel like if he was called for the World Cup when he was dealing with injuries, it's just like Escaloni showing him like, hey, like I trust on
Show
you. Like
character on
I'll
that
wait
guy.
for you. It's the same thing as Lisandro Martinez, the United player with the injuries. It's like, hey, you take your time as much as you need to recover because your spot is safe. Like, it's secure. You're coming to the team with us.
I would really just like to see Dybala, like get the praise that he deserves because he's been a baller, pretty under the radar. Juventus into Roma, didn't really get to sign with a big club. I think his contract ends in 2025. He's only 30, so like he's still got some years left in Europe, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't want him to see him just coming back to the MLS at 31. That's something I definitely don't want to see. But maybe on a free transfer, he can go somewhere that really needs him. Because he's a baller.
Yeah, and he's got a great mentality. There is like this story. I don't know if you guys know this player, Tomás Rincón, the Venezuelan midfielder. He played for Juventus. He had a great career in the Serie A. Played for multiple teams, and when he was in Juventus, he played with Dybala. And there's like this story. Rincón said like, I pulled up to one of my first practices at Juventus with a Ferrari, right? Like driving my Ferrari, and then Dybala pulled up a little bit later with a decent car, but nothing like a Ferrari. And he was like, "I like your car, man. Like I like your Ferrari." Tomás Rincón was like, "Hey, man, like you're probably the person who's getting paid the most in this squad. Why don't you have a Ferrari?" And he was like, "How can I pull up to this training grounds with a Ferrari when I'm playing alongside like Bonucci, Chiellini, like Buffon, and they're not driving those cars. Like what makes me
so much better than
He's a humble guy.
Yeah, and he's really humble. Like I like that for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, leading on to Premier League. We had Premier League action. Premier League action midweek too.
I mean, it's.
I don't want to say a mid off, but
I'm gonna call it the battle of the bums.
battle of the mid. Battle of the mid is what I would say. Chelsea against Tottenham. Chelsea getting it done 2-0.
Jackson back to his golden days.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Always-
go
always
for
good.
him.
He had that one-on-one miss in the 4th minute, but I mean Jackson creates chances. I spoke a little bit about him on this podcast not long ago, and I said he creates opportunities. He gets into those spaces, but he just needs to work on his finishing. He can work on his finishing. Chelsea's gonna have a very good 9. But Cole Palmer, what can we say about Cole Palmer?
He's a baller. He's a baller. Hey, but Chelsea, what I like about Chelsea though is that they're adding pressure into Newcastle and United though.
Yeah.
Like they're putting pressure on those
they're not giving
European spots. They're not giving up. And what do you think is gonna happen? Who do you think is gonna end up going to Conference League, and who do you think is gonna end up playing in the Europa League?
Well, it could be interesting. So right now,
you don't have you don't have any Prem teams in the Champions League, and the fact that if they win Champions League, one of the spots will open for different teams.
Yeah.
So like that possibility,
It's not there
It's not there anymore.
So right now it's Spurs sitting in that Europa League spot with 60, United under them in that Conference League spot with 54, Chelsea with 53, Newcastle with 53, and then Chelsea with 51. So it's not over. I mean, they're 3 points away from a Europe spot, but they are 9 off a Europa League spot. So I I don't see them getting that Europa League spot, but they could get that conference league spot. But they don't have an easy game this weekend.
You know, I'll tell you something, and correct me if you guys think otherwise, but I think that the best thing that can happen for Man United and Chelsea is to only play the domestic
Only play
tournaments.
Prem?
Yeah,
Yeah,
only play
so-
an FA Cup and all the things that they have.
Yeah.
Because if you have so much other focuses, like, you know, Europa League or international tournaments, like, so many things can just go wrong. Like, if you don't show your best face in the Conference League or the Europa League, there's like, if there's already a lot of tension and people pointing fingers, like, if you make mistakes in the Europa League for a Man United player or a Chelsea player,
It
like,
costs
you-
double.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kills your confidence completely,
Mhm.
and maybe possibly the morale of the team. So I agree. I definitely agree.
They just gotta focus on, if they want to big name clubs, man. Like we're talking about big clubs right now. Like if they want to focus up and they want to go back to their ways, I do think they gotta focus on the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean this Chelsea team, they looked very good without a certain player, Enzo Fernandez.
What do we think of that? Do they actually play better without Enzo? Because I feel like a lot of people are saying that.
It's so weird because like I feel like every time I watch Enzo play, like himself, he doesn't do bad, but then I feel like just Chelsea in general, man. It just doesn't click for me, man. Like it looks like they need so many different things, but at the same time, like they have so many different things to make up for those missing things. But I just think it's gonna take time for this squad to like put itself together.
Let's go back in time. You know, if you're Enzo Fernandez, you're playing at Benfica, you're killing it. You know you're gonna get called to the national team to play the 22 World Cup.
Yep.
Do you go to Chelsea? Like, I feel like he made not the wrong choice, but it was like everything just happened so quick.
You think he rushed it a little?
Yeah,
You think
yeah,
should
he
have
rushed
stayed
it.
one more
Yeah,
season, maybe
because
at
there were
Benfica?
rumors about him going to Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
And he ended up telling like Liverpool,
McAllister and
yeah,
all.
I choose Chelsea instead.
Mhm.
So I think he rushed a little bit. Like, I feel like he should have waited, maybe finish that season with Benfica. I don't know if people remember this, but in that season, Benfica ended up making first in the Champions League group that had PSG as well. You guys remember that PSG had to play against, I think it was Madrid, or I don't know which club, but they ended up losing in the first round of playoffs in the Champions League because they made it. They went through as second, not as first. So I if I was him, I would have stayed at Benfica for a little bit,
Yeah.
finish that season, and then take your time and go somewhere where you know that they have a decent structure, like McAllister did with Liverpool.
They just kind of like offered him the bag.
Money talks.
Yeah.
It was like an 8-year contract. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
and it was
8.5-year deal that started in January 2023, signed for 120 million. So
Yeah.
Chelsea paid.
It was definitely the bag that made him double take for sure.
But I feel like Chelsea is the type of team in England that can go like 3 seasons where everyone's just laughing at them, and then all of a sudden they win the Champions League. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Chelsea will win the most random tournaments in like pretty good ways.
That's
So
what
maybe
happens.
we'll see. We'll see something like that. Maybe they'll win the Prem next year.
Never know.
Yeah, I feel like
I mean, with their bankroll and
Yeah.
the amount of money they put into their team.
and Pochettino is slowly finding his starting order.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we
about-
talked about the process last
Yeah.
weekend.
I don't know what the Prem, but hey, man, maybe they get some kind of FA Cup or something.
Yeah.
Something going for them.
Yeah, definitely. And we had some upsets in the Copa de la Liga Argentina.
Okay.
Boca. Talk to us about that,
Alright,
Vicente.
check
You see we see the jersey behind you. Are you upset?
So we're talking about bad decisions. Let me take you through this. Okay? So Boca starts the game absolutely dominating Estudiantes, right?
Uh-huh.
And they are playing a really good match. You know, I was watching it. I remember we were
We were
driving.
watching it,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was watching a little bit. Then I got home and put it on my TV, and they're completely dominating. So basically the format is you play 90 minutes
Yeah.
at a neutral site, and then if you tie, you go to PKs. There's no extra time. There's nothing. There's no like, however you finish on the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing like that. If you either win or you go to penalties.
Okay.
And then, you know, you're dominating, and then in the 40th minute of the match, Merentiel scores a banger from a pass from Advíncula, you know, the right back from Peru.
Peruvian.
Yeah. He's a really good cross. Merentiel finish 1-0. You go into halftime, you come back, and Boca is again dominating. I'm like, they had it chances. I'm like, it's about to be 2-0. Dude, in the 75th minute of the game, a center back that already had a yellow, Christian Lema, decides to lift his foot over someone's head
Oh,
and just gonna like kick him in the
And
face,
just
like
straight right-
inside the box too. So it was a double yellow. He gets sent
Yeah.
off, and you give a picket to the other team. Obviously, they convert. They're playing with 11. You're playing with 10. You know, you're battling through. You go to PKs, and Boca is well known for being good at PKs. Well, guess what? 3 out of the 4 penalty takers missed.
Oh no.
Chiquito Romero saved the first one, and then just Boca just kept missing and missing.
No.
Cavani missed.
Cavani.
Merentiel missed. Then you have Senon score. He's a really good baller. I think European teams are scouting him because he's really good.
Yeah.
And then you had Figal. Yeah, Figal was the other one who also missed. And there was nothing, Chiquito Romero could do. Estudiantes wins it in penalties, and they're going to play the final against Vélez on Sunday. I mean, it's just devastating it for Boca fans because you control the match. Like, talk about controlling the match. Like,
Atmosphere and
Yeah.
everything.
yeah, it's just one of those things where you feel like it only happens in nightmares, but here we have it, experience it in the actual, present.
Yeah, I mean, we had another nightmare in the CONCACAF Champions Cup for
It's
Rayados fans.
it's not a good episode
Yeah.
for the hosts out here. I can't even lie to
That's
you guys right now.
Guillermo, talk us through it. As a big Rayados fan, what happened? The red card. Where did things change for Rayados in this game against Columbus?
Honestly, like the one moment that everything changed. So the first half, we were playing really good. Credit to Columbus, they made the most out of what they had and they executed and they, just ended up winning the game. But first half, we scored, we're tied. So if this game keeps going, then we end up tying because we scored at their stadium and they hadn't scored at ours. So then it's 2-2 aggregate. It's the 45th minute +4. Like literally the last kick of the first half. And the Stefan Andrada, Rayados goalkeeper, he has the ball in his hands. There's 20 seconds left in the half. All he has to do is hold the ball and then boot it. That's all he's got to do.
Especially in your home stadium,
Exactly.
You're not gonna have fans screaming against that. All you gotta do is hold it. The ref is not gonna say anything. Just hold it for more than 10, 20 seconds.
Just hold the ball, but
Aiden Morris comes in there,
it's
gets the ball.
Yeah, but Jorge Rodriguez, midfielder for Rayados, is screaming at Andrada, pass me the ball, pass me the ball. Andrada hesitates, and while he hesitates, he comes in behind him.
Yeah, Aiden Morris.
And he didn't look over his shoulder. Aiden Morse comes in, takes a touch. Andrada's off his line. All of a sudden, they scored a goal at the brink of the halftime. Absolutely heartbreaking scenes.
It's devastating because in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, you have the Wago rule.
Yeah.
So the 1-0 lead was
crucial.
it was everything Rayados needed to advance because they score in Columbus.
Yeah. And then, they scored at the brink of halftime. Heartbreaking, but it wasn't over until they scored the second goal. Their second goal was good, it was a clear, 1-2, bringing out the defender. Very basic football, but like I said, ended up taking advantage of their opportunities, ended up scoring. At that point, Rayados needed 3 to come back. They subbed on 3 strikers, but they were all playing in the same exact area of the box. So it's not like they were making stuff happen in the box. It was just 30 minutes of crossing it into the box with 3 strikers not moving around. It was painful to watch. I'm not even going to lie to you guys.
Yeah, Columbus. So Columbus advancing to their first ever CONCACAF final. They'll take on the 5-time winner Pachuca.
Yeah, Pachuca.
They upset Club America in that semifinal.
It was a really good match too. Pachuca just completely outplaying America, which is pretty surprising. And they did it with a bunch of youngsters, 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds, scoring goals and stuff like that. Playing like if they've been playing professionally for years and years. And it was really fun to watch, honestly. It's always, youth is king. Pachuca is always a front runner of that conversation. And beating America, because they play, and now they play against Columbus. And it's going to be a battle of the MLS versus Liga MX. And a bunch of my Liga MX friends were all on Pachuca side. We're all
All Pachuca. They're all Team Pachuca.
Yeah.
Can Wilfred Nancy do it though? Do you guys feel
if
like
anybody can.
I mean, you beat Tigres and you beat Rayados.
Yeah,
like
that's not easy.
It's not easy,
That's
and
not
they
easy.
Super impressive. I don't know if you guys saw that edit on Twitter. They put the little mountain.
Yeah,
Monterrey mountain, and they put the Columbus flag on top. That's
they did. I mean, because even like it's not like okay, you won at home and then you just kind of like park the bus.
Yeah.
Like
No,
they
they
overturned the
they went
scores
over there.
in Mexico. Like
Yeah.
that's not easy.
They
to
went
do.
at it.
And they're
Super
representing
impressive run.
MLS in a very good way. I really hope Pachuca like. I don't know. I feel like Pachuca has the advantage because they will play in Mexico.
Yeah, they won.
Team full
But
of youngsters, very aggressive counterattack style
Yeah.
team.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun. And honestly, like, so now that like, years have gone by and the CONCACAF Champions Cup at this point has been progressed. What do you guys think is in store for the tournament? Like, do you guys think it's gonna create some kind of merit for itself? Do you guys think it's gonna create rivalries more? Like, what do you guys think about it?
I think so, especially if Columbus can come back to this tournament next year, and Monterrey and Tigres fans, they're gonna be looking for revenge. They're gonna be looking to take down, not even just them, any Mexican side is gonna be looking to take down Columbus after what they did to some of the top Liga MX teams, and that's what I like. I like the Liga MX MLS rivalry, and I wish the Canadian teams were a bit more involved, but it's hard. It's hard to have a rivalry with them. I feel like it's mainly Liga MX against MLS, and that's what I like about this competition is that it adds that rivalry.
And you know what? With the with the concept, like we're hearing so much about the Club World Cup that's gonna be played here in the
Yeah,
United States.
2025.
I think that it's just gonna make that tournament even bigger because obviously you want to play in there because of the money,
Mhm.
but it will be so amazing to see an MLS team or even like Liga MX teams playing in a group stage with PSG or Real Madrid. Like imagine how that would be like for your players, for your fans. Like it would just be amazing. So I think that this just tournament is gonna continue increasing. It's gonna become more and more relevant, especially obviously Messi in there. Like people want to see Messi like win something internationally.
Mhm.
So with Inter Miami, so I think this tournament has a lot ahead.
Yeah, they're doing a great job creating these rivalries between these two leagues. So
I
hopefully
just
they continue to do so.
I want to see more participation from the MLS teams. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's like with due time and stuff because the MLS, I feel like it's right now getting into a good position where like it's genuinely growing and we're seeing it right before our eyes.
Yeah.
We really are. And I think it's just time will tell.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see more MLS participation, more MLS teams getting in those like
Top eight,
quarterfinals,
top four.
semifinals. Yeah. And that's what we want to see. We want to see those rivalries grow. We want to see just football grow in this continent, man, because we like watching overseas, but we have some stuff right in front of us.
Yeah, and the way to open those things is please change the roster rules, man.
Change the
I'm not
roster
saying
rules,
that
yeah.
you have to bring like all international players and
No,
people,
no.
but just it's the best, dude. Like
It's just gonna
soccer
help
is
us grow.
built that way. It's
Yeah.
not built the American way.
Yeah,
where you
it's
have
like-
like salary caps. and
It's hard to
stuff like that.
localize it.
Yeah,
They're already looking away for Inter Miami. Why can't you do that for the rest of the league?
Yeah, let the Dynamo bring in a nice Griezmann. Hey,
okay. I
that'd be
mean,
fire.
Bassi and Griezmann.
Yeah,
I would love
French
that.
connection up there.
I would
French
love
speaking
that.
connection. that'd be
Honestly,
sick.
let's talk about that. If you guys could bring like an international player, that actually makes sense. Like, you
Okay,
guys
really,
feel
that
like
makes sense?
Yeah,
Okay, I have a good
like,
one.
like who do you think will go like an international player that will say like I could play in Houston,
I
I
have
could
a
play
good
for the
one.
Dynamo.
I have a good one. It might throw a few people off. Romelu Lukaku.
Okay.
I think Lukaku could fit in the Dynamo system because he's exactly what we need. He's a 9. He's experienced. I think he's fast for someone his size. I think he's actually pretty quick.
Okay.
Very physical. He has presence on the field. So I think someone like Lukaku I could see coming here. Someone like Griezmann, of course.
Yeah.
Like
I feel
said,
like
a Griezmann.
The only people that I can think of my head is like people who have some kind of connection with like the Hispanic community
Oh,
because of how like
Mhm.
the Dynamo is connected to the Hispanic community.
Right.
So I feel like because
Hispanic.
that's why to me
Mhm.
Hector Herrera like when I
It makes sense.
it made sense. Like at first I was like, "Whoa, is this actually happening?" But then
Yeah.
I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's understandable.
Yeah. For me, I'm bringing in Paulo Dybala. Not even gonna lie.
Ooh, okay.
Bringing in Paulo Dybala, man.
would be
He would
crazy.
be so versatile. He could play striker. He could play creator. He could play 8 if you wanted to. Like he would just fit in so well, and I feel like he would fill in gaps that we definitely need. Still too young, but this is a conversation.
Yeah. You know who I'll bring? I'll bring Santi Jimenez.
Oh my God, bro.
Screw
Diego
this-
Linus.
Dude,
Hey, I'm
that
down
makes
for
sense.
this. I'd be down too.
Chicharito.
But
would
nah,
have been
yeah,
nice.
I think what we really need is a 9. Like,
Yeah.
so
Someone
that's
on top.
why I mentioned Lukaku or A Hispanic 9 who's old and experienced. Maybe your boy Rondon.
Dude, okay.
He got excited.
Talking about FIFA, I made a decent career mode with Dynamo, and I signed all Venezuelans.
Yeah.
I signed Don, Joseph Martinez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had all Venezuelans, and it made sense. Like it was fun to do it.
That's always a good
All right.
time.
But speaking of players,
Speaking of players and speaking of fun, let's go into our usual last segment of the episodes. Guess the footballer. As you guys already know, I have a player. They have to guess who it is. They only have 5 attempts. I'm just gonna be announcing players who that player has played with. We added that now. You guys can you guys get the
previous clubs.
yeah the career of one player. You guys have to decide who it is. Obviously, it's just one of them, not all of them. And are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Let's
You guys
go.
are. You guys
Let's go.
They're
Let's go for
3-0.
Gotta get
They're
this.
3-0, and I'll give them to them. One. They've been kind of. What do you guys think? It's been easy, hard.
I mean, the Kaler one threw me off. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
The Taylor one's definitely the hardest one. That
Yeah, but if
See-
I
see what you gotta say.
I
Go
think
for
this
it.
one is it's pretty similar. Like it's not
Similar
impossible. Yeah, it's not impossible, but it's kind
It'll
of
take some thinking.
All right.
So you guys are ready.
Oh yeah.
So the players that you guys are looking for has played with Asensio. Marco
Okay.
Asensio.
Madrid,
Okay.
Spain is what we
Madrid,
have so
Spain,
far.
yeah. Okay, I mean, that could literally be.
I'm gonna go Dani Carvajal.
Okay.
That's a good guess, but it is not Danny
Okay,
Carvajal.
no, yeah.
That was a good guess.
That was a good guess, yeah.
You know, staying in Spain.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Now,
obscure
we-
as well.
We stay in Europe. The footballers that you guys are looking for has played with Asensio and Hugo Lloris.
So French PSG is what I'm thinking so
I mean,
far
like-
off the bat.
Like French Madrid.
Like French international, but currently plays at PSG with Asensio is what I'm thinking. So like a
Mm.
Dembele again, like a Mbappe, like a, you know, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Because those are the only two options that we have right now. Unless
Yeah, because like the only other
Could be
person, like
Sergio, wait,
The
who's
only-
the second player again?
Asensio and Lloris.
like it could be Benzema, but I don't think it put Benzema, because
Could be Benz.
but I don't know.
Do you think that's too much? Like,
I think that's too obvious.
Hmm.
Like,
okay, so think of a French player, low key, that played at like Kimpembe.
was he there when Asensio was there? That's what I'm thinking. Because
Has he played with Asensio? Has Kimpembe played with Asensio at PSG?
I think is
Probably
he still
has.
in PSG? Yeah,
He's still
Kimpembe
there.
is still in PSG. I just think he's injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they technically have played together.
Technically,
Yeah, like a Kimpembe wouldn't be bad. Trying to think who else.
I'm
French.
down for a Kimpembe. Guess.
Down with it too.
Kimpembe?
We're gonna go
Yeah, Kimpembe.
Kimpembe.
Well, it's not Kimpembe. So okay, it's not Kimpembe. It's not you guys. Who you guys say first? Carvajal. It's not Carvajal. It's not Kimpembe.
Kimpembe.
This footballer has played with Asensio, with Hugo Lloris, and with a player who, if you play FIFA, you know him very well, Adam Januzaj.
Okay.
Adam Januzaj from United, Belgian legend. Well, youngster prodigy who never really got to the top,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah,
Reminds me a lot of Borjan Kirkic. Yeah.
can I have
Kirkic?
his clubs?
Is that you guys?
I'm down for that.
I'm down for
You
him
guys
because
are
I
down?
think-
Okay, yeah, I already had him up because I assumed that would have been like okay. So he played for United. He started at United.
Okay.
Then he went on loan to Borussia Dortmund.
Okay.
Then he went on another loan to Sunderland. Then he signed for Real Sociedad. Eventually, he signed for Sevilla, and he is right now playing Istanbul in a club called Başakşehir.
So Sociedad, Sevilla, United. Played with Asensio. Played with
You said he was Belgium. Like
Januzaj is Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Belgium.
he's Belgium.
You're cooking up here. What are you cooking up here?
Nah, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking.
That's kind of how he got Kaler. You know, it was kind of like there was like a moment of silence, and Guillermo just went like
Let's
just
see.
did the math and just got Kaler.
Okay, so it's Asensio, second player.
Lloris.
Yeah,
Lloris.
Asensio, Lloris, and Januzaj.
This is tough, man. I feel like he's.
Sevilla, Sociedad, United, Belgium.
Wait. You said he went to Sevilla.
Yes.
Yes.
On loan.
When did he go to Sevilla?
It was he went to Sevilla. No, he didn't go on loan. He actually
went
signed
to-
for Sevilla. It was from 2022 to 2023. He only played 10 matches. So it was kind of like an injury thing where he didn't play much, but he was there. I remember watching him.
You thinking Jules again?
Yeah, he played a lot more at Real Sociedad. Yeah, like I remember him watching with Real Sociedad. I was like, out of a sudden, I turned my TV on and I saw Real Sociedad. I was like, when did this guy sign for Real Sociedad? 15 goals at Real
I'm
Sociedad.
trying to remember if because I'm thinking about a player that. Oh, but then did he play with Jordy's? No, I don't think he did. No, my idea just went out the window.
Clock sticking.
Okay.
Can't let this guy's sitting there. Let us know in the comments if you guys already have it. If you guys are playing alongside.
Is
some
it?
of them.
Is it? Do you have a guess?
I don't.
Reguilon?
That's a good guess, but it's not Reguilon. But it's a good guess. I know where you're going. I know it because Reguilon played at United, so I saw
It's
that
a good
connection.
guess.
You know, Spanish.
Yeah.
Reguilon. I don't think he
Played with
He played in
Jordy.
Spurs.
Yeah, he played at Spurs,
Yeah,
so that
Spurs with
was a good
That's
guess.
a very good guess.
Yeah, that's a very good
That's
guess.
a great guess.
Damn, Guillermo. I think you might be the one getting.
He deserves a little points
Yeah.
for that. That's good. That's a great guess.
Okay, so the footballer that you guys are looking for has played with Asensio, he has played with Lloris, he has played with Janosa, and he has also played with Kingsley Coman.
Oh,
gotta be-
He's
it's
got
gotta
to
be
be French.
I would have liked to see Coman this week against Real Madrid.
Yeah, we'll see more of him next week.
Coman, the player who has, I feel like, never lost
Yeah.
a league title.
Champions.
You know, he played
Yeah.
so much for Juventus and Bayern that just
winning.
yeah, just he
So
I
French.
feel like he's tired.
I think
of it.
definitely French.
It was Kingsley Coman, Lloris,
He's coming your
Asensio.
And Janosa.
So we have 4 players right now.
Yeah, 4 players,
We have
only
one.
one left.
Okay.
2 guesses or you guys can decide to skip, which I doubt you guys will, but you guys can always skip and get the 5th player.
Asensio. Ugh, nah.
They're
It's
3-0. They're 3-0. Remember, guys.
Asensio.
Also, let us know in the comments
Madrid.
if you guys are 2-1.
Madrid
or
PSG. For Asensio, I think
0-3.
Madrid PSG.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So French. I still don't think it's Benzema. No, because Benzema never. Nah, yeah, it's 100%.
Trumandi? No, I don't think so.
Nah.
I know there's people watching this right now that they're 0-3, not like them. But let us know in the comments. Hey,
Camavinga, Mendy.
learn from this experts of guess the footballer.
It can't. I mean,
PSG.
okay. One more time, the clubs from the Belgian guy that you said.
For Adam Janosa, he
Yeah.
has played for United, Borussia Dortmund, Sunderland, Real Sociedad, Sevilla, and a club from Istanbul. Well, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. But I'll tell
You
you.
don't think he'll double down on the melee?
I do think so.
You think he's gonna double down on the
Because
melee?
I think he's the only one that's played with everyone. Maybe. I don't know when Janosaj was at Dortmund.
That's what I was thinking. I'm
I
like,
have the date.
I can tell you the years.
Tell me the years.
So
that he was at Dortmund.
United 13 to 17, Dortmund 15 to 16, Sunderland 16 to
I
17,
think he was.
Sociedad 17 to
15,
22,
yeah. Because
Sevilla 22,
I think
23,
he was
and
Dembele.
I think so.
23.
I'm down for the Dembele guess.
Dembele?
Dembele.
It's wrong. It's not Dembele. But it hurts me a little bit that you guys think I would do something
I
like
do
that.
think he would. I do think he's
Yeah.
capable. Okay, we have one more
Yeah.
guess.
The reason why this is funny is because I think that happened in the episode where we had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
It was the
That
first
that
guess.
happened right after Dembele cooked Barca, and I decided to put Dembele as a footballer, and they guessed it in the first
That was good.
the first name.
Okay.
So that was pretty funny. But we're approaching this is the very last end of the player. This is the very end of the game. He has played with Asensio.
Mhm.
He has played with Lloris,
Mhm.
with Janosa,
Mhm.
with Kingsley Coman,
Mhm.
and Leao. Rafa Leao.
Rafael Leao.
He is a baller. There are rumors about a possible signing for Barcelona. I don't think it's gonna happen. He seems to be a really big fan of Ronaldinho. I mean, who's not? But he always posts like Ronaldinho stuff in his like Instagram stories. So that's why I feel like that's where most of the rumors with Barca come from.
Yeah.
But he's a really good baller, playing at a really historic club,
Okay,
AC
Leao,
Milan.
Milan. Yeah, Milan or Portugal?
I'm so thrown off, bro.
You know, I'm so nice enough that I can give you another list of clubs from a player if you guys need it very bad.
Second list.
But I mean, like, I feel like the rest of the players are well known. Like, you guys probably know. Like,
Yeah, probably already know where.
But if you guys want it, I can give it to you.
Leao.
I'm thinking it can be Portuguese, but that's just throwing me off completely. Or like Milan. Asensio though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Leao is tough.
Leao's hard. So we had Asensio,
Yeah. Asensio, Lloris,
Lloris,
Kingsley Coman, Leao, and
Asensio,
then
Lloris, Kingsley Coman,
the Belgian guy.
Januzaj.
Januzaj? That's his
Januzaj.
name?
Coman,
Yeah, Januzaj.
Januzaj, Lloris.
Do you guys have it in the comments? Let us know. It's pretty. It's kind of difficult, but it is there.
Right.
This is our last guess.
Yeah, this is actually super tough.
This one is tough.
I
Okay.
had to get you at some point, guys.
No, yeah, for sure. I think he's gonna have to be. I think he's gonna have to be French PSG, but that Leao connection. I'm trying to think.
Maybe a transfer.
Yeah, so. And then. This is actually super tough.
I'll give you guys 2 minutes.
I'll take 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 more minutes, you guys. You know,
Name the clutch on the Belgian guy again.
the Belgier, he has played for. Hold on.
You said it was like United,
Yeah.
Sevilla.
He has played for United, Borussia Dortmund, Sunderland, Real Sociedad, Sevilla, and a club from Istanbul. Istanbul Basak Sehir, something like that. Just pretty devastating because he had 132 games at Real Sociedad, 15 goals. He represents Belgium. He was part of that third place Belgian team, the 2018 World Cup. He was part of that squad, which speaks a lot about the type of player that he is. Like, he's got a lot of talent, and like I said, if you have played FIFA in the last 5-10 years, you know who he is. And you like career mode like I do. Like, he's the type of player that's always there in your transfer market list.
Okay, well, do you have a guess?
I don't.
What's in
Do you
your
have
guys'
one?
head?
I have a defender in my head, but it's like super like I don't. It's not right, bro. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't play with Leao.
Who is it? I'm not gonna count it as your.
I am Diallo. That's my guess.
I don't even know who that is.
It's like a French defender.
So that just speaks about how wow, that's not the guy. Do you have anyone in your head, Jordy?
I really don't, to be honest, because the Leao is the one that's throwing me off here. I had some guesses, but then Leao kind of just
I was thinking like Hernandez as well.
could be, yeah.
But
then how do you link him to Janus?
yeah,
Wait, I think he might have been at Sociedad. Or I think I'm tripping. I think I'm completely wrong, but I don't know why I remember one of the Hernandez being in the Spanish league. I could be completely wrong here. I don't want to cheat and look this up. But
no. I mean, we're not cheating. I think we should just lock it in, or like lock in something, because I that's not looking good, man.
Okay, so run me the list. Asensio,
Lloris.
but then
Asensio.
when would he have played with Asensio?
Yeah, that's like the thing.
Asensio, Lloris, Januzaj, Coman, and Leao.
So,
Time is officially up.
Leao, bro. I'll let you guess.
I'm so nice that although I want them to lose, I'll give you each one of you guys
Guess.
a guess.
I will. No, it's because that's not right, but I'm just gonna say it. It'll be my guess because it's not going anywhere. I'm just gonna say Ricardo Pereira.
It is not Ricardo. So
Why?
Guillermo is officially over. Is officially done, out of the game.
Wait, who did you say?
Ricardo Pereira.
Ricardo Pereira.
That's a good guess for what you have.
I guess, man.
Come on, Jordy. I need a name.
Run me Januzaj's career one more time.
Manchester United, Borussia Dortmund, Sunderland, Real Sociedad, Sevilla, and a club from Istanbul. The Istanbul, I think it's a Turkish. It's a Turkish club.
I'm gonna guess.
He's on loan there, by the way. He's not even. So he's still. I think he's a Sevilla player, I assume, just on loan.
Man, this is hard. But I'm just gonna throw a name. I'm gonna go. Vitinha.
Is that your final guess?
That's my final guess.
It is not Vitinha. Let's go, guys. I've finally done it. They are finally 3-1 after 4 episodes.
Who was the player?
So the footballer that you guys were looking
Wait,
for.
before you say anything, I'm gonna be wrong, but I didn't even mean to say Ricardo Pereira. I meant to say Danilo Pereira.
Danilo
I
Pereira.
got a mistake.
Yeah. The footballer that you guys were looking for is Theo Hernandez. You were Theo Hernandez. We were on
When did he play with Asensio though?
He played for Real Madrid.
Oh, he did. You're right, a little bit. But
With Januzaj, they played at Sociedad.
Dude.
So it was.
I knew he was.
we should have just locked it in.
Asensio at Madrid, in that he didn't have a great time at Madrid because that was like the end of Ronaldo's era. So he left the club.
Yeah.
Then he played with Jordy's obviously national team, the World Cup champions. Januzaj at Sociedad because he had a little time because he is Theo and Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah.
I think either
Lucas was-
his mom or his dad is Spanish, so that's
But
why
when did Theo play with?
Theo Hernandez plays at AC Milan right now.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
So it was Asensio.
It was Asensio at
Lloris.
Madrid, Lloris
I
with the
know.
national team, Januzaj at Real Sociedad, and Kingsley Coman
That's the one that threw me off. Coleman too. Because I was like, when did he?
with the French
The
team.
French.
with the French team and Leao right now at AC Milan.
Yeah, bro, I was thinking about it too, man. But nah.
That officially doesn't.
Asensio with Madrid is the one that did it because I was like, when did he play with Asensio? I knew he was at Madrid, but I didn't know Asensio was there when he was there.
Yeah,
So-
it was. I don't think it was that hard, but it was hard. Like,
I think we just overthought it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
because we had it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had it, but
'cause-
we overthought this.
but like I said, let us
Now we
know
know.
if you guys had it in the comments. If you guys had some other player who maybe has played with these other players,
Yeah.
we don't know. Just let us know. Let us know in the comments. Like always, you can follow us at vicente.garm.m on Instagram or bgn091102 on Twitter.
I got to ask you about your
Yeah.
Twitter handle, bro. What's going on?
Yeah,
No,
on there, like,
so,
all
okay.
these numbers here, man.
Okay,
This guy's lunch
so
code on there.
Basically, in like my I'm not gonna leak all my signing credentials.
Don't leak what it means.
Yeah,
It's
but
important.
basically, Vicente Garcia, my mom's last name is Miale.
Okay.
So there you have the VGM, and that's just my birthday. But in everything, I
okay.
used to do BGM 091102.
Okay.
That makes
And
sense.
I opened my Twitter account like in 2018 or 17. So it's just old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about changing it to like a different, or like opening a different account, but it's not.
I mean, okay, so find me on GLR Broadcasting, all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Yep. Hit me up at Instagram, Jordy Reyes 9, Twitter, Jordy Reyes 34. Please contact the guy that has Jordy Reyes and tell him to delete.
We're gonna find you,
He
okay?
has not posted since like 2010 or
Oh,
something
it's one of
ridiculous like that. It's
We're
one
gonna
of those.
find you.
The account exists, but the guy, like, I tried messaging him, like, hey, and stuff. He never responded to me.
Damn.
So, yeah, hopefully one day I can get that account. But until then, that is where you can find us. Catch us this weekend at the Dynamo game. We'll try and make it out. If we do make it out, we'll
let's
try
try to
to
get
tweet.
that dub after 2
Yep,
losses
get that
in the
dub, hold it
Texas
down.
derbies. Say congratulations again to these guys who are graduating soon.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, that's another thing. So me and Jordy are both graduating next week, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get an episode. We're gonna try to do our best, but worst case, we just won't have an upload next week. But we'll be back, no matter.
We will be back. We'll be back for Champions League second leg. Talk about what happened
And much
Yeah.
more.
much more. Premier League. See how this title race finishes. But until then, guys, we will see y'all. If not next week, the week after. Peace.